Hello everyone. So in this video, I am going to explain about today Codeforces contest question F. Yet another problem about pairs satisfying and inequality. In this question, you are given array A1, A2 up to AN. Count the number of pair of indices I less than or equal to I, comma j less than or equal to n such that AI less than I, AJ less than j. So AI should be less than I and I should be less than A of j and A of j should be less than j. So we want to find the path which satisfy this condition. Okay. So I will explain how we can solve this problem. Okay. Before moving into the example, first you want to understand the constraint which is given in the question. The constraint is A of I should be less than I and which should be less than A of j and which should be less than j. So initially it looked like complicated, so we can reduce this complexity. Okay, first we split this into two parts. Okay, so I split this into two parts. First you can see A of I should be less than I and next one is A of j should be less than j. Okay, so you can see the both are same because A of I should be less than I means so the element should be less than this index and this element also should be less than the index. So first we want to filter this elements based on the indexes. So index should be greater than the current element. So this is the first one. After we reducing this, we have the elements. Okay. Then we want to choose the element based on this. Okay, based on this. So now next we want to find the constraint. This constraint. Okay, we find the element which is satisfying this constraint, this two constraint. The two constraints are both are equal. After that, I want to find this constraint. If I found the elements which satisfies these three conditions, then that element is the one of the possible path which satisfying this constraint. Okay, so now move on to the example. So now I want to find the element which are. So now I hope I realized that. Now I want to find the element which the index is greater than the particular element. So in the question they say to us the index are started from the first started from 1 not from 0. So now I filter this input based on this condition. So now my new array will become, so this element will not be included in my array because this element is not, this index is not greater than this element, so it is not particular, it's not suitable one. Next one is, so this is good one, so I will choose this element. And next one is, this is also index also greater than the element, so this is also a good one, and this is also satisfying the constraint 4 index is greater than, and this is not satisfying this condition, so it will be removed. And next this will be satisfied, index is greater than the element, and this is also satisfying, and this is also satisfying the constraint. So now we found that these 6 elements only will give the possible path uh, by uh, by making the constraints satisfying. So now my first two conditions are satisfied. Now my second condition is I want to find the index, okay, which is greater, which should be less than the key element. So I hope you remember that. So I will again write, okay, A should be less than I less than A of j, less than j. Now we founded this two this condition. Now we want to satisfy these conditions. Okay, so you can see in this condition, uh, the key should be less than, okay, key should be less than the other values. So the key is 2. We want to find the elements which are greater than this index. Okay, key means the index. Okay, this element index is 2. We want to find that which are greater than this index, and also the index of the particular element should be also greater. Okay, so how we can solve this? Okay, we reduce this problem into, we halfly solve this problem, so we want to solve the other half also. Okay, this will be solved using based on sorting. Okay, So sorting and binary search. So now I try to sort these elements based on the key value, the element values. Okay, first I will try to sort this element. So 2 comma 1. So which is the, so in this element, which is the first one will come. So 1. So 1, 2, and the next 2 will become. So there are two elements, which is element 2. So I will choose the index with which index is less than. So this index is less than. So 2. And next is 6 with 2, and 4 with 3. So I missed that element, which is 7 1. Okay, and 4 with 3, and next is 8 with 4. Okay, now move on. So if I now I want to find this, for this I want to find a pair, okay, which should be satisfy, which should be greater than this, which element should be greater than this index value. So that my target is now 3, greater than 3, greater than or equal to 3. So you can see this element is satisfying this condition. Okay, why I sorted this array means, after this element, all elements should be greater than greater than this element only, because we all elements are sorted. So if I found the starting position, which element is greater than this index mean, I found the and I found the pairs which may be matched with this element. So I found that this is the matching, which is the greater than or equal to my target. So this from this position my answer will become start. So this is one of the pairs. Okay, so you can see 1 which is less than the index 2, so which is less than 3, and which is greater less than 4. Okay, so this is one of the answer, and again this also become answer. So 1 2 4 8, which is also in ascending order. Now I move on to next index. So in this index my target is 8, so I will find the index which is 8. So find the element which is equal to 8, which is greater than or equal to 8. So there is no element which is greater than or equal to 8. So there is no pair which is matched with this element. So next is 3. So I want my target is become 4. So I will check which element is 4. This element is 4. So now my target is, so it's matched with this. So after this element, all the elements will become an answer. So my answer is 2. For this index my answer is 2. Now another one possible answer is founded. So my this size is 1. Okay. So if I process this element, now this for this element, so my target is 7. So there is no 7 element. 7 is present in this element. Now my next target is 5. So with 5 greater than or equal to 5, there is no elements, and my next target is 9. So which is greater than or equal to 9, there is no elements in upcoming in after right hand side. So this is the answer. So my answer would be 3. So I can only form 3 elements. So you can see this is a greedy approach also. So first we want to filter these elements based on this condition, this both conditions. After satisfying this condition, so we want to uh, uh, filter that based on these conditions. Okay. So you can see, yeah, we can solve this problem using binary sets. So I will explain in coding section. If you did not understand, please try to write by yourself by more examples. Then you can clearly understand this concept. Now move on to coding part. Okay, so this is the example of next problem. And so in this coding problem, I initially taken the input. So if the values should be less than the index, then only I will put my answer, put the values and index into my answer. Then, so this is the first filtering option what I said in the algorithm part. Then I will sort the array based on the value first. If the values are equal, then based on the index. After that, I will create the matrix. So because I want to transfer this, this will become now in n rows and 2 columns. So I want to transport this, because then only the lower bound function will work perfectly. So that's the reason I will transform this. You can also do without the transforming the matrix by. So for this you want to do manual binary search. So you cannot use lower bound for if you use this directly. So I want to do lower bound, so I will transfer this matrix row and column to so changing the column to row, row into column. So this is the operation I do. After that, I will do binary search, what I explained in the algorithm section. So I will fix the target. So I will search the target within the key elements. If the target is found, found with particular index, then I will check the how many elements will be present after the right hand side. So I will add that size into my answer. Okay, this is finally I printed the answer. I hope you understand. So if you have any doubt, please kindly mention in my comment section. So now I try to submit this problem. Okay, choose file. So it's the 6. Yeah, now page is accepted. Okay, so I hope you understand. So if you have any doubt, kindly mention in the comment section. So thank you all. We will meet in the next question. Bye.